Bonjour.
Bonjour.
How you doing, man?
Very well. How are you, Space Lizard?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm all good. I'm all good. Been a bit of a busy day.
Where's Tayters?
Don't know. I thought he was here.
No.
Let me get my scanning device out.
Not beamed aboard. There's a lot going on.
Is there?
Well, I don't know if you've been intercepting. Aerial signals and satellite.
I get a few bits. Man.
No, don't lie. Don't lie.
Well, it depends what it is. I'm quite a busy bloke.
That's it.
Are you?
Yeah, busy. Here he is.
Are we good?
There's another busy bloke. Look, he's been farming taters.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Taters.
You can hear me. That's good then. Coming through loud and clear.
On your space station.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, where did we start, guys?
Oh, mate.
Before we start, thank you for joining me. And we do need to salute the viewers for the
Big time, man.
Which I can't believe.
Big time.
But if any of them come back.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
They might have only been for 2 minutes and they've probably all gone already by now.
That was a mad weekend.
There's a glitch in the matrix. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, glitches are plenty. After all the glitches settled down, we were left with a considerably higher number of viewers than I ever thought we would get.
Yeah, smashed it. Smashed it. To be fair, I don't know whether to let you into a little secret.
Oh God! Oh, you didn't brainwash them. They're not all your mate. This isn't like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, is it? And you said
no.
Log on to YouTube.
Well, there's a little tech lizard I got on base. And now that I'm in charge, I asked him to hack YouTube.
No, you can't. I've got to edit that.
Oh, sorry.
I know,
that's fine. But yeah.
Now you're telling me the fucking aliens. That's depressing.
Well, you gone like galactic, man. People are watching you on my planet.
And that's different. Yeah. We need galactic numbers. We need Earthbound.
Yeah.
Subscribers, and then we need alien life forms.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Ewoks are definitely watching you.
No.
So I just want to say. So I had a little search I had a little search on the internet. And I searched geeky old hog in Google, and the top related searches was all Ewok based.
Very funny.
How does that make you feel?
What is it about? It makes
the two things that have made you popular is Ewoks and She-Hulk.
As long as it all ends in a massacre on Andor, I'm all for it.
So the two things that made you popular on this channel is She-Hulk and Ewoks.
Yeah. Big shout out to everyone. Yeah. The irony of life. Until you get these years, look at them etched on my fucking face. And you realise that I found success thanks to
Space Bears.
Disney Plus. I'm going to say the name of the company. Disney Plus and She-Hulk.
Yep. I can get an Ewok if you want mediation and like a bit more therapy. I can get an Ewok down here.
I certainly need therapy. Yeah. I mean, since the age of about 11 or 12, but who knew? Who knew? And it weren't the one where I ranted. I had a moment with episode 4.
That one stood out. I was actually waiting for the phone call. You've been taken to hospital with a brain aneurysm.
Waiting for the blood vessel to go bang. Oh man! And then 5 came along, and that was the one that went boom.
Yeah.
Took everything else with it, man. It's nice. It's good.
Episode 6. Come on, fellas.
Oh shit.
Episode 6.
I've done my very, very calm review already.
Okay.
So I offer you the platform of YouTube and how audience like it.
Oh, look at him changing his. What the fuck?
Taters. He's making us look sick, man. I like it.
Yeah, nice.
I told you, I've been in touch with the tech team.
Who wants to go first? Go on then.
Look at that.
Taters.
Look at that.
Go on, Tech. Go on, Tech Taters. Give us episode 6 thoughts.
I'm not sure if I can swear this much on like
YouTube. You can.
Might get
mate, probably no more than me. I've already said. No. Go here.
Ultimately pointless.
What? Disney Plus or?
Hey, no, listen. Disney Plus has done something good this week, and we'll talk about it later.
We will get onto that, and we are in full agreement. It might be a bit boring, but
there we go. Yeah, that this one ultimately pointless. Like I was like you.
What about
episode 1?
Get punched in the face like that.
I spoke to you about it before. I really wanted to see them make a big thing out of the fact that the CGI was so bad. And like there was a run in the comics. I can't remember when it was. I remember you telling me about it, where she busted out the panel. I wanted to see her walk out of her CGI, and then it's like, oh shit, and fourth wall, and then back in.
Even that would have been fine.
That would have been hilarious.
They could have had a ball. They could have had intelligent storytellers and imaginative people. Could have had an absolute riot with this, and instead we hate men, all men are stupid, we haven't got a clue.
It wasn't even that with this episode.
And we cannot write comedy. They really can't write comedy.
So
go on.
Right, so I'm just,
and she shares your colours, and you don't even.
Let's take it back a notch. So when they're sitting there writing this, we're going, right, we've got to fill episode 6. What are we going to do? Oh, let's send Jen to a wedding. Let's take her to a wedding. And then, but we need a B story. Okay, we'll use this bloke that's having a divorce. We'll do a little divorce case, which is totally irrelevant. They go to the producers, and instead of going, is that all you fucking got? They go, oh yeah, love it, great. That'd be hilarious. They go on to it. I honestly thought with the tease last week, she was going to meet Daredevil at the wedding.
Yeah,
I honestly thought
that ain't a bad call, but what you just said, I believe it happens in the reverse. I think the producers and the higher ups in these corporations, they think they're clever and they have an idea and it filters down. I don't think creative people take ideas to these. They don't take ideas to the table anymore.
Well, there's no ideas taken to that table.
The Feiges and the Kennedys of this world, they go, oh, I think this is a good idea. And everyone goes, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And then they hire people that fulfill their silly
right. The whole episode, and the weird thing.
Reverse now, it doesn't.
The thing I found, I've been turned off. I've been turned off from the beginning of it, right? But at the very beginning of this episode, she breaks the fourth wall and turns to camera and basically says, yeah, it's a bit weird that we're doing a wedding episode, but yeah, let's go with it. And she says that, breaking the fourth wall at the beginning. It's like, so you know it's a stupid idea, yet you're still doing it. You're trying to make this stupid idea funny. Yeah, that's blatantly a scene they put in afterwards. It's stupid.
That could be a silly episode, a random episode. Like, I don't know why I just suddenly thought of the all-musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
right.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was well written. And it was as random as you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
Imagine people, like I'm saying people, I mean normies. Like three. We're all genre-driven and we love it and we understand it. We read comics and we read like maybe fantasy novels and books and we watch the films, all that. So we kind of understand the language. But can you imagine the audience that Buffy was getting at that time? I don't know if either of you can tell me what series that was.
Series 6.
Yeah, I'll say I believe
Series
it was later
6.
on. It was definitely later on. It wasn't an early one.
It was Series 6, probably episode 5 or 6.
Did it. Right, and that's fine by me. 5 or 6 seasons in.
Yeah.
Decided to do that. And they've done the other episode where it was all silent with them creatures.
Yes.
I love that episode. That's Series 4. I love that episode.
Right. Now, I know this is really random, but because we're talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it boils down to good writing and imaginative storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that when you tune in next week to Buffy, and it was every week, and did they ever do a recap at the beginning of each episode?
No, they did. They did.
Sometimes.
It was very brief. It would be very brief, but it was only when there was a continuing story over a certain amount of episodes.
And we had to wait a week, guys, didn't we? There was no streaming. There was no fucking interweb. There was no twat escape. There was nothing except you're tuning in to whatever you was tuning into.
It was good.
Who would have
very
thought
good
that next week was going to be a completely silent episode?
Yes,
exactly. Quality.
Right. So, do we agree it can be done?
Of course,
yeah, it can be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jen, what was it called? Jen alone or something this week?
Just Jen. Just Jen.
Just Jen.
Just Jen. Yeah.
Like, this is what's so frustrating. In and of itself, none of these ideas in and of themselves are wrong and can't be done.
But what an intimidating villain, though.
Who?
What an intimidating villain. So the villain of this piece has turned up to a wedding just to try and get back at She-Hulk. Like, there's no grand master plan. I'm going to lure her to here, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to, take some hostages or whatever. No, I'm just going to show up to her mate's wedding. Yeah. Fine.
None of the tropes.
Yeah.
Again,
shocking.
It's been good because they're not playing by any of the tropes you're used to. So they've already said, we're not doing a superhero thing. Throw it out the window, right? So what are you doing? But they're clearly not doing anything about anything. It is so... I can't think of anything so well. And I ain't going to go there.
So, like I say, the only positive thing about that episode was Daredevil was not in it.
Yes,
that's the only positive about that episode.
They left his helmet out of this one.
Yep, that's the only positive thing. But again,
in the last episode, wasn't it?
I think you said it in your video that they teased us last week, so everyone is expecting Daredevil this week. So you're tuning in.
They are being clever. I mean, as soon as it said Jen on her own, I thought, well, hopefully. But like you said, it could have been a guest at a wedding, and also nothing's connected, is it? So although they're saying that and they're setting up this episode, at any minute it could change. They haven't got a clue.
There's no point.
They could be funny.
At what point? So next week's episode, when they do the previously on She-Hulk, what clips from this episode can they actually fucking use?
Titania's taking that cake. Oh.
Hopefully.
You fucked the whole wedding up by taking the cake.
What a bitch.
Where there's no man hating and it's all supposed to be about women can do stuff now, don't you think that every female character they portray
should actually do something?
A stereotypical horrible woman. Like there's no, even the woman that's getting the woman that's getting married. Why is she? Even she's an idiot. Everyone's an idiot. I mean, I was ranting about episode 4 that every single man's an idiot. Oh, fuck me.
But why she turn up to the wedding as She-Hulk? She's going to her mate's wedding.
I don't get it.
Why
did
she turn up as She-Hulk?
Jennifer Walters. She wanted to be herself. I thought this was the...
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, we're going far too deep already.
There's no logic.
I can imagine in sort of like about 10, 15 years, Roy is going to be going on like this, like he does about Ewoks now. He'll be, this is a future problem.
He'll never replace Ewoks. It'll never replace Ewoks. But She-Hulk, I mean, like this week, it was just like... And
got through it.
There were a few moments in other episodes of this debacle that I did kind of find funny because I know I keep saying it. I did have those John Byrne comics in my head. So I do know where they came from originally, way back. But along the way, instead of intelligent people, whether it's male, female, I don't give a fuck. Space lizard, fucking hairy dog.
Whoa.
Creating shit. But take it to a place that makes us laugh. And what
that's the thing
is to make it powerful. They should have amplified what the comic did.
Yeah.
Was take the piss out of me, Tayters, and Space Lizard, the fanboys of this world.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't even do that with any kind of flair or a modicum of intelligence. They just go to the base, lower, degenerate shit. It's like the mongoloid South Park. Can you?
But the thing is, though, but the thing is, though, it's like a sick addiction. It's literally like a sick addiction, isn't it? It's a sick addiction. So you know it's going to hurt. You know it's not going to be nice or pleasant, but you go back anyway. I don't know why we do it to ourselves, to be honest with you.
No,
because we're doing this.
No, I mean, it's
the pain we have to go through for our art.
Yeah, I know. And it's a moth to the flame.
Yeah.
A bit like how democracy works. It's a bit like you vote, they show us things, don't they?
That's it.
Governments around the world, they show us shiny things. We go, let's play with that.
I need more whiskey for this shit.
So Dismal delivered that as expected.
Yeah, they delivered it as expected.
I've got to say, the surprise of the week, and look at me beaming. Surprise of the week. And I'm going to hand this over to Tayters first, because I don't know whether you were shocked when I made my revelation and you were still at work, and I was dying to wind you up, but I couldn't because I was over the moon. Andor.
I wouldn't have cared one bit. I would not have cared one bit, Roy. It was, like I say, I was all in for this.
No, Tayters, you would have cared if it was shit.
I just wouldn't have said anything.
No, and that's fine. But I just thought, I'm going to kick this off from the first scene. And I know and I went online just to see, is it just me? But just from that first scene, rain, bit dark, a bit moody. Now, I don't expect Blade Runner, from Dismal, and from Star Wars. That isn't why you tune in.
No.
That is not why you tune in. So I wasn't expecting that. But what that first episode delivered, I just thought was just
good,
unexpected, because it was good,
really good.
The dialogue was nice.
Yeah, again, you got the right team.
An Oscar, but it was 35 minutes.
Yes,
and all right. And I know that a couple of people have been reporting that they was determined not to just deliver a program for fan service.
No,
that's the best thing I've heard. But a lot of people are going, oh, well, the first thing they said was they're not doing it for the fans. No. That's not what they said. How can you accuse the writer of Rogue One?
It was the guy that invented the character.
Yeah, that you're not gonna deliver to the fans. Talk about misinterpreting what they said. What they're saying is, we're not just going to deliver the same old fucking shit that the rest of you lot have done on desert planets.
Yeah.
Stupid characters. Lizard. And you must appreciate the fact that it's not on a desert planet anymore and there's a bit of moisture in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Do you know what? I loved it, to be honest with you. I think my preconception of it being a prequel of a prequel, I still hold that. I still hold that. But that show was so good, the way it was written, it made me forget that, and I was intrigued to see what happens, and it went in a direction I didn't expect it to. No. The opening scene was glorious. the 3 episodes themselves were amazing. I really enjoyed it. I can't fault it at all. The only thing I can fault it on is the formatting.
Yeah, you've got a big stick.
Yeah, so imagine watching Stranger Things season 4 episode 1. You watch the first half hour of that episode, and then you got to wait a week. Then you watch the next half hour of episode 1, and then wait a week. They're lucky. I've never known a show to do a 3-episode premiere. Normally they do 2 episodes or they drop the whole lot. They've done a 3-episode premiere because they knew those 3 episodes should have been the hour-and-a-half pilot episode. It should have been 1 episode. There's no need for it to be 3 episodes.
Yeah, definitely, and I concur.
And I think moving forwards, the issue we're going to have now, because I loved it and I really don't want it to fuck up, they've pulled me right in now. And they've absolutely smashed it in those first 3, but it should have been 1 episode. Now it's going to go on to a weekly basis where we have episode 4 next week, episode 5. I can guarantee you episode 4 and 5 should be 1 episode, an hour long. When you do a weekly format, you need to give people enough content. It looks like all these episodes have been broken in half, basically. Yeah, you're not going to wait a week for half because you lose that momentum again. You really want to get people drawn in. Watching 3 episodes back to back, awesome. Okay, it should have been 1, but awesome. We've got that story. We're into it now. Moving forwards, I just feel like it's going to lose its momentum a little bit. They need to do episode 4 and 5 together as 1 episode, and then the same all the way through. So you got 6 hour and a half long episodes done. There's no reason why they can't do it. I don't understand the reason behind this half-hour format all the time. I really don't get it because it's a streaming service. The length of the episode is down to them. They can choose if they want to make it 2 hours. Look at Stranger Things, 2-hour episode, 2 hour 40 episode. There's no reason.
Finales, yeah.
There's
used to, but I thought
very brave. But there's no reason. There's no reason why they couldn't do that. So I don't get this little. Do they think people can't concentrate for that long? Like what what are they trying to do?
I mean, we're laughing, but there's probably still higher echelon of the
I just don't get it.
And there's nothing wrong with it of family entertainment. It used to come from an immature direction. It never ever meant making product. It never ever meant making content for children.
I don't know what I'd be saying. I don't know what I'd be saying if.
I think we're getting near to the point, really, that they're thinking, give them a little half hour.
Yeah, but I honestly think my opinion would have been different if we had just been given episode 1, had to wait a week and then watch episode 2, and then wait a week and watch episode 3, because episode 2 was the weaker one of them. Episode 3 was glorious. Episode 1 was glorious. Episode 2 was the weaker one.
The link, yeah.
If I had to wait a week for that and only get that, and it stops just as it's about to get going, and then wait another week for it, I'd be like, really? Nothing fucking happened in that bit. But watching it in one go, I'm like, oh yes, this is awesome. And I'm not saying I want to drop it all at once and drop a whole series like Netflix do at once. But if you're going to do the weekly format, give me something each week. Give me a full episode, not half an episode. And I just hope it doesn't lose its momentum.
It will.
Because of that. Because
it will, but
because we always get trapped.
What you're pointing out is
we always fall into that trap.
Yeah, is don't. I think what you're pointing out, very importantly, is that we've got something good here.
Yes.
And don't let the format.
Yes.
Like kind of spoil it for us.
I didn't realise as well.
Maybe we just need to wait and binge it. I mean, I'm tempted to wait a cut every 2 weeks and watch 2 episodes at once, because I think you're on Space Lizard, to be fair. I think it's
thank you.
Because you were right from the beginning with the Dismal Minus Marvel stuff when you said about WandaVision. If you just watch that as if you was watching a film or a couple of it, whatever it was, I mean, I still think it's shit. I still think you was right about the format of it, and it does make me wonder why they keep doing it.
I don't know why they keep doing it, but one positive of Andor as well, which I didn't realise. I've done a bit of research today.
Another positive. There was just one positive. There's
another positive.
Let's go for it. There are a lot of positives in the show.
they have already obviously commissioned season 2, but season 2 is the final season. They've got their 24 episode arc. They've got their 24 episode arc, and season 2 will directly link into Rogue One. So that way, funny enough, they've actually got a plan and a full story to tell. They're not just winging it.
Yeah, no. That's
fair play.
That's the thing. Star blows up, and they at the end of series 1.
What's that?
Only half out to squeeze series 2 in. Fucking hell, they're all going to get it in a minute.
I mean, I did notice that when it started, and it gives you the year of 5 BBY. It was just like, Jesus Christ, this is tight.
Right. What does that mean?
Before the Battle of Yavin.
Ah.
So if you go to Star Wars, the Battle of Yavin is obviously when they blew up Death Star. Yeah.
Because I didn't mind that. And I know a couple of people have commented on, oh, they're giving us all this information. And a lot of people, well, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been a bit critical of Disney minus
Really?
Dismal.
I thought you loved them.
No, I don't know if you've noticed. No,
you got shares in them, haven't you?
Actually, I still have, yeah. I still have, and they're tanking hard. They're tanking hard like Brad Pitt at the top of a fucking Sherman in D-Day. They are fucking tanking hard against the SS at the moment. But nevertheless, I'm clinging on for dear fucking life, because if I can get my subscription money back for the past couple of years, I'll be happy. In the meanwhile, I've lost my fucking train of thought.
No, right, listen, we were talking.
Brad Pitt. I'm down there with fucking Indiana Jones, the son of Indiana. Do
you know what though? Who would have thought a series of Star Wars would have opened up in a brothel?
Yeah.
How quality is that?
And with a fight and with 2 murders.
Oh. And the
exactly.
Fact, he just, I mean, I said, I knew there was this character has got a lot of demons, let's call it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he just shoots that bloke in the face. The guy is just begging for his life, and he just shoots him in the face.
And how good was that set piece?
To keep it in the Star Wars, we didn't need to see an head being blown off. We didn't need to see anything graphic, did we?
No, it was good. Well done, well handled.
Come on, if you're going to look at little details, and enough people, enough naysayers, and they're all coming from the same areas of the stratosphere and the facescape, like naysaying this show. But let's look at details, and that one scene of how they held out the fact that the bloke's begging, and we can make a story up, and he's holding the gun there. That's noir.
Yeah, man, definitely.
How they handled that scene was noir. The whole thing, the whole beginning of it, and I've got to admit, I was in as an adult. But if you're what age range are we going to put to that? Listen.
I still stick by what I said before. I don't think
years old onwards, you're in that show.
I don't think this is made for kids.
There was nothing graphic. There was no graphics. There was no graphic violence.
No.
If you don't get it, if you're a little bit retard, you ain't going to get the scene where he's got the gun and you don't see the head blowing off. If you need it explaining, well, go and watch South Park.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought this was all very well handled by a guy. It's Tony Gilroy. Come on,
yes.
He's the writer, yeah?
Yes.
Who did Rogue One.
Yes.
And he also did the Bourne films.
That's it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
You can't tell me this boy ain't white screenplay.
And how good was that set piece in episode 3 in that warehouse with all those chain things falling down?
Yeah.
They're trying to get to that bit.
Really,
it was
sci-fi Star Wars stuff, but I was in.
Spot on.
There's no need for Andor to be chasing around for the box either, but they put him in peril to get us through another half hour of telly and put him in.
And
drama.
And going back to my prequel of a prequel, that bit where he got shot and all the bits are coming down and he's trying to get to that box. I was in it. I forgot that I know that he survives because I know he dies in Rogue One. I was in it. I was enjoying it. And that really surprised me. After everything I said last time, I still stand by it, but they've done it so well that I forgot about it. So fair play to them. I love being proved wrong, and they proved me wrong.
I say I had high hopes for this, and I said to you both before, I was all in from the original announcement that they made not too long after Rogue One, and I was sort of like, yeah, this is going to be a good TV
How far
show.
back they did that?
They did it way back. They did it way back. They told us a long time ago that this show was coming.
My fear is now, though. My fear is now, though, is that with everything we get hyped and then they let us down. We get hyped, they let us down. This time, I can't see it. If I can't see it, but if they let us down now, this is going to be one of the hardest falls, because not only have we got hyped, not really hyped about it, but we've sort of, okay, cool, we're going to go into it, and now we've watched it, and now we're proper hyped, and oh my god, that was quality. If they let us down now, oh my god, I'm devastated, man. I'm just going to blow something up.
I mean, I can only speak for myself, but like when the trailers dropped, I was sort of like, yeah, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. Yeah, this is the show that's going to bring it back a little bit.
They did. I think the first one might have showed us just a load of women fucking about, didn't they? I think every fucking character. I don't think they even showed fucking Cassian Andor in the first fucking trailer, but that's down to the trailer people, because these first 3 episodes is one what in the old days. Yeah, of when I first started watching the cathode ray tube, that would be one pilot episode.
Yeah.
And all right, let's forgive Dismal because they've done something decent. I think when they do, when the guys and girls behind the scenes do try, and that you can clearly see they have done it with this, I think so anyway. And
again, it's proven.
What do you two think about? I don't know if you've seen much about the same old naysayers, of which I am one. The first video I ever did for my channel was ripping the piss out of
Kenobi
as a masterclass in comedy, and I still maintain that is one of the funniest programs I've ever seen. Up there, you've got 40 Towers, you've got Kenobi,
Only Fools.
Yeah, thank you, Space Lizard. And I still maintain that. Right. From that, 20 odd videos later, I've watched Andor. I'm wanting it. News 2 have known me a longer time than I've been putting videos on YouTube. But so why are the naysayers the same as ripping the piss out of Kenobi, etc., Mandalorian, and all the stuff I didn't watch, but ripping the piss out of the lot of it? Why are they ripping the piss out of Andor?
Because it gets views.
I can only assume that it's for that reason, like Liz just said. It gets views.
Don't you fucking start again with Liz.
What's wrong with Liz?
Don't you start. I've got more authority now. I can aim my cannon at you. I'm in charge of the ship.
There's nothing wrong with Liz.
Get rid of that as well. He can aim cannons now.
I can aim my big cannon at you, mate.
Matron.
But just back on subject for a sec. So again, main issues format, and we spoke about WandaVision. So, and you had that bloke that did Kenobi, done the film edit. WandaVision, I said to you, if that was a 1:40 movie, that would have been an interesting, quirky movie. It wouldn't have to be a cinema release, but it'd been an interesting, quirky movie just to throw on Disney Plus. Talking of WandaVision, so they give us something bad with She-Hulk. They give us something good with Andor. Have you seen what the director of WandaVision, what they've done? That director of WandaVision, they've given them the directing duties for Fantastic Four.
Oh, well, they haven't even. I mean, that's still in development, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. So I saw something earlier. So I've done a bit of research. So the writers of the new Fantastic Four, Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer, right? Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer.
Go on.
I've wrote more scripts than what they have. So that one of them's got 7 writing credits, right? And I'll break these 7 down. So 2 short films, a film called Bert and Arnie's Guide to Friendship in 2013.
Bert and Ernie.
That's quality though.
Is it Bert and Arnie?
Then Last of the Great Romantics in 2014, which are low budget movies. The other 3 credits they've got one of which is Fantastic Four, are 2 films that are in pre-production. So they've got 4 writing credits, the last of which was in 2014. And by the way, they've done everything together. So the same for Ian Springer. He's got 6 or 7. And they've never done anything in their lives. They're unknowns. So at what point do you go, right, we fucked Fantastic Four twice. So we're going to reboot it as part of the MCU. And all this money that we're going to throw at it, who are we going to give the responsibility to make sure we don't mess it up for a 3rd time? Oh, these 2 guys here that no one knows and never done anything.
There's 2 ways of looking at that, though, isn't there? There's 2 ways of looking at that. I've not seen any of their films. Obviously, they're all low budget short films, and yeah. Anyway, this could be good. This could be. We've got no adherence to what has been. We're going to go our own way, and they could give you something.
And some fresh ideas, fresh blood, a new
which I get that, but it's and I've done it before. I've likened it to the real world. You don't go straight into a job, and then all of a sudden you're in charge. Yeah. You have to. There's something to be said about learning your craft.
I know what you're saying. I get you.
People that haven't done stuff and haven't done enough don't get to learn their craft that well. And that's when all the mistakes and all the plot holes.
I get what you're saying. But again, look at it from another point of view. Like you just stated, you've got 2 Fantastic films or 2 Fantastic Four films that have been made before. Both flopped.
Yep.
Three actually. Yeah, the first 2, then the reboot. They all flopped. What's the expectations of this? The expectations ain't going to be too high. So, okay, let's try and get in some new blood, see if we can get a new angle. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but that makes some sense in that way.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm with Space Lizard on this. I think...
But these guys haven't worked since 2014. These guys have not made anything or done anything since 2014.
Well, they should be well rested.
Like the Fantastic Four.
Wow.
This is the team that kicked off Marvel Comics.
Yes.
Come on. This is where it, if you want to argue tiny minute details, this is where it began. The Fantastic Four.
And that's not offensive to you, is it? Liz, that's not offensive to you, is it?
What?
Him saying about his tiny minute. His newt.
Oh, that was good.
He's got a little newt.
He's definitely got a little saying.
Well, yeah, we know that. Anyway, back on track.
It hides in the weeds. Doesn't mean it can't be vicious when it's attacked.
Like a snake poking out the jungle.
No, I get what you're saying, and I understand your point of view. My brain just goes another way. That's all, as always. It's just this could
the wrong way.
Yeah,
potentially.
Potentially. What I'm going to say is, you don't give a cornerstone of a franchise to newbies with no.
The way they do it, give it to that Tony bloke that's done Andor. Give him everything.
What I'm saying was, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Now, I think at the moment in Hollywood, it's who you suck and who you fuck. And what you think. It isn't what you think, because the guys and girls that are getting on, it's all a bit weird. And how these new kids on the block are getting these jobs, I wouldn't mind if they had some radical new ideas and they were off the wall. Didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But it was a bold take.
Do you know what? Get rid of Favreau, get rid of everyone. Just get that guy that's written Andor, get him in charge of all Star Wars.
You mean Feige?
No, I'm talking about Star Wars for a sec. Just get him to do all of Star Wars. The guy that wrote Andor, and then even get him to do all the Marvel. He's writing some good shit there, mate. To be honest with you, just get him to do everything.
But that's what I was saying. Tony Gilroy and Toby Haynes, is it the director?
Yeah. Just put him in charge.
Nearly 20 years directing TV.
Exactly.
Not TV, not directing, not fucking just doing an episode of Rick and Morty. And that fucking idiot from She-Hulk has done.
But that proves my point. Learning your. But that proves my point in terms of learning your craft.
And they produce a load of crap. Toby Haynes and Tony Gilroy together, when you look at their CVs, you think, if they don't know what they're doing, if you've written,
they've learned their craft.
To be fair, they're lucky to get a bloke that wrote the screenplay to Rogue One after having written the screenplays to the Bourne trilogy.
Exactly.
Amongst others, that isn't all he's done.
Sorry, Roy, did he not was he not involved in Bourne Legacy? Was that not?
Oh no.
Don't think so.
Because I know that one
may have been, but I particularly like the Bourne trilogy.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you've got those on your CV, and then, I mean, all I can say is that Dismal must pay some fucking good money to certain people in certain positions, actors like cast and crew. Because
have they actually cast this? Have they cast this yet? Have they actually cast Fantastic? Because I know they were up and down.
No, they haven't cast it.
Obviously, you got what's his face as Mr. Fantastic. What's his name?
No, that's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed.
I thought it was. I thought that was pretty much because the last. I mean, I haven't been keeping up with it for a long while, but there's him. He's married to Emily Blunt, so they was like pitching that Emily Blunt is going to be Susan.
None that's confirmed. They literally did that for fan service and Doctor Strange. None that's.
Then it was sort of Zac Efron as Johnny Storm, and they said Vin Diesel was the thing.
No. No. Actually, I Am Groot.
No, have
I Am Rock.
And bearing in mind, I've been a fan.
What was that?
That was the chair.
Yeah.
Is that issue 1?
You got your tenors on.
That is issue 26.
Oh, so not issue 1.
The Avengers take over. This is where the Avengers first fought the Fantastic Four.
So you haven't got issue 1?
Oh yeah, I wish I did. I'll go
back what year was that? What year was that? Issue 26.
What, 65?
So what, he's in your late 30s by then?
Maybe. Oh no, 40. I've been married. I started sucking the blood of virgins.
What, in Essex?
Sunday though. Oh, this is great stuff. 64.
64. Wow.
64. So this is how far back a fan I fucking go. Although I was a dysfunctional family, and you know what? We was talking earlier on about the other 3 films and the flops. The fact that they were flops doesn't mean they were shit films, does it? Flop.
No.
That last Judge Dredd film, not the Stallone one, the other one.
The one with Carl Urban.
Fucking spot on. Was a
good film.
But they get this cult following.
Yeah.
And I don't think all of those FF films were completely shit.
I didn't like the reboot. I'll be honest with you.
What do you think the fundamental flaw of it was?
I thought the first one was pretty decent. Old Chickless is the thing.
Yeah.
What do you think the fundamental flaw of them films were?
They miss a trick. It's a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
If you just make it a family, and this is where some humour can come in. Because in any family, Tayters, Space Lizard, we have all got our families.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You know when it comes up to Christmas time and they portray the family all sitting around the table, dad's cutting the turkey, slicing it perfect, and you know, the wife is bathed in the glow of the candles on the dining table and the kids are sitting around there in their Sunday best. Is that really Christmas in anyone's house? No, it's not. It's the kids arguing because they got what they wanted and I wanted that same fucking toy and they're rowing over there. And then the fucking uncle that you don't see all year round, he's just come round for Christmas dinner and the family's arguing. Oh, mum's come round and she's banging on again about...
Someone's burnt the taters.
Away, and my taters are burnt.
Makes me cringe.
that is all the families we love. We love every member in our family. But it don't operate on any other level than that.
No, not at all.
That's it. Fantastic Four, no one as yet, I think in the first one they did, they kind of getting to the heart of it a bit. But they're missing the point. Unless you give it the heart, the superheroics is fucked. Let's go back to that first Iron Man film.
Yeah.
Right. Tony Stark, bastard, billionaire, drunk, having a drink. Good actor, nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fundamental, the humanity of it. Other than that, with Chris Evans, Captain America, the humanity of him, Bucky, that resonated.
Yeah, that first movie was awesome.
If you cannot, and I know I banged on at Space Lizard because we've collaborated on that, and I know Tayters and we've done Creator and all that. So we've all kind of mixed it up, talking about what makes a story work and what might engage an audience. With Fantastic Four, they've just missed the trick so far.
Yes.
So what you're saying, Tayters, is that giving the new kids on the block, that might work.
Yeah, I can see. I can see that point of view. I'm not saying that's what they're doing.
The concept.
I'm not saying that's what they're doing.
Given a chance, a bit like a bloke. There was this little chubby bloke that did a film called Basket Case, and then back in the day, and do you know what? Old Peter Jackson, he did all right with the next 3 films he did.
There we go. There we go.
And that proves that new blood, and we need it.
It can just be a new point of view.
But it doesn't happen that organically. With Dismal, and I'm going to get back to having ripping the shit out of them again, but with Dismal, somehow they aren't taking the risks that we're all saying they should take. They're hiring yes men.
Yes.
Again, that's a possibility. That's a possibility.
It's the wrong way round again. It's the wrong way round. What Gilroy and Haynes are doing with Andor is and saying we're not just here to provide fan service.
Yeah.
I'm good to hear it. But they're not saying that in the way that the pricks that did Kenobi and the pricks that are doing the Marvel stuff are saying it, which is, oh, we're not going to make the fans happy. There's a difference.
Yeah, big time.
Big difference. And do you know what? They give us a bit of noir. They give us a bloody robot that is pure Star Wars. They know, because they're intelligent guys and girls, because it's all, even, I'm going to mention about the production design in Andor.
Yeah, nice.
Brickwork arches and how they just created that new environment. Didn't involve sand.
Yeah.
It was... But wasn't it refreshing and nice that the fact...
You got a phobia of beaches or something? You're proper annoyed about sand, aren't you?
Look how pale I am. You should be the same, Space Lizard. I mean, you dry up in a minute.
I like scurrying around in the sand. It's quite fun.
Oh. But
splashing around.
But nevertheless, FF... Oh, well, what you're saying is dead on arrival. Is that what you're saying, Space Lizard?
No, I'm saying, well, it's major concerns, and we just know they're going to make it into a comedy. Bringing me on to the challenge. The challenge. So
here we go. Go on in.
They're trying to throw comedy into everything these days. A serious character or any sort of character. What character would you turn into a comedy if you had to pick one?
What? A Marvel.
Marvel, DC. Marvel, DC. Marvel, DC. Which one would you turn into a comedy? Because they're doing it with all of them, so it's going to happen. So which one would you pick? I know what I'd do.
Go on, you tell us yours.
Fuck it, I'm going to piss everyone off. Let's go straight in, big gun, Batman. Have that, turn Batman into a comedy.
Oh, do you know what? You just stole him from me. I could claim, though.
Imagine Batman landing, beating the shit out of people, and then just doing quips all the time.
TV show, it's already been done.
Yeah, to be fair. But just imagine Batman just going around doing quips and stuff like that. Bollocks. Yeah. Or Punisher. Punisher would be a good one.
Yeah, see, you've nicked my second fucking one. Tayters, have you got a choice?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think on the fly.
Frank Drebin as Frank Castle. It's going to be all day long, isn't it? All day long. My family was murdered in Central Park after I'd served in Vietnam. And no, he's going for the guns. Nothing to see here, folks.
That would be quite amusing. Oh, God. Serious character turn into a comedy act.
Yeah, launching a grenade launcher off the bottom of his M16.
Yeah, man, that'd be good.
Because there's not much.
It misses the building where the villains is.
Yeah, just takes out a load of people.
And he goes, boom, boom, and
all the chalk, all
outside, going, what's happening outside?
All the chalk outlines all up the wall, everything.
He kicks the door down, and they're all ready for him. He ain't blown nothing up.
Oh God.
Oh, we got it. What are you thinking, Tayters?
Oh, I don't know. I can't. Like a serious character turn into a comedy act. I can't. I don't know because
they've done so many. The trouble is, in all fairness to Tayters, they've done most.
Everything's been turned into a comedy act.
I'm saying.
Jesus Christ! I mean, I can't even think of anyone in real life. Like,
See, to be fair, actually, I want to go back to Weasel again. I really want to go back. Yeah, Weasel. I love that character.
That's funny.
I need to try and track him down, to be fair. So I reckon me and him will get on quite well.
Maybe a Superman musical with Henry Cavill. You know, I wish I hadn't been dropped on Earth.
I reckon we could do. I reckon we could do Wolverine as a stage show.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Wolverine the musical.
There we go.
Snickety snicked. And then they do a little tap dance as he snicks his claws. He's like tick tick tick, snick snick snick.
Wolverine becomes a hairdresser.
Yeah. With scissor hands.
Yeah, scissor hands.
Logan Scissorhands. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good challenge. But to be fair, Dismal Miners have got that in hand, haven't they? Because they are slowly turning every legitimate, serious character from Marvel and Star Wars into a Hermione.
I mean, the next thing they'll do is they'll turn Thanos into a comedy. They'll bring Thanos back and just have him as a comedic character.
Musical.
Thanos quipping, Thanos quips, bit of Thanos twerking.
Bring back the quips. I miss the quips. Not like the Black Adam trailer.
Yeah, that was all right.
No fucking quips. The first time, and I watched it a couple of times when it first dropped.
Yeah.
Watched it and thought, what was missing? I thought I'd gone like a bit deaf or I'd had a stroke halfway through the trailer. I thought I'll watch that again. No fucking quips.
That was good.
Thank fuck they played it straight. And I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of levity or
there has to be
heartedness or
there has to be.
Back to the little robot in Andor.
Yeah.
It's that little bit of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Silly robot, silly scene. Give us a breather.
Yeah.
Blade Runner. It's Star Wars.
Exactly.
So I'm sure in Black Adam there's going to be some moments, and I'm sure they're going to give them to Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. I was about to say I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah,
I was about to say I'm really looking forward to Pierce Brosnan's character. To be fair,
and I know I said in my little review, my little trailer review, I think he's going to be the Kenobi of it. He's going to be the Alec Guinness of the original Star Wars film, where they brought. Well, I hope so anyway.
Yeah, I hope so. But
it's good. I don't know.
I definitely think the difference is. I do agree, and I think the difference is that.
I'm getting weary of capes and superheroes, but I've got to admit, it got me excited again.
When do you think the superhero genre will die out? Because everything comes in. Well, but but in terms of like, obviously, like you had westerns. There's always been phases. You had like the disaster movies, and all that sort of stuff. There's always been phases. At what point do you reckon this superhero genre is going to die out, and what do you think it will be replaced by?
I don't know. They've got plans for a long time, haven't they? They've got plans for a long time. Jesus Christ.
No, that doesn't mean to say they've got plans for a long time, but it's all going to be bollocks.
No, I never said it's going to be good. I just said they've got plans for a long time. It doesn't mean
they had plans for westerns right into the fucking 70s, but it was dead in the late 60s. It was only Eastwood really that was holding it up.
Yeah,
after John Wayne stopped, it was only Eastwood, and we're going right back in the fucking day now. But and then he does Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a fucking western. And every now and again, another little western does come along. What was the axe one they did? Hatchet, axe, Tomahawk. Was it Kurt Russell? Tomahawk?
No, that was Bridges, wasn't it? That was Jeff Bridges, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
I think that was Jeff Bridges. But I just don't know what they replace it with. I've just got a feeling. I kind of hope
genre, you mean?
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling we're just going to go back to the sort of 80s action movie. I don't know why.
No, that'll come back, but then
definitely
a little bit. We're seeing that a little bit already with Iron Man, with 6 Underground just before that.
Yeah,
and I think they're modernising it enough, and I've enjoyed both of them. And you've got to switch the brain off, which we did back in the day.
Well, even Samaritan felt like a throwback.
Yeah, and that right up to that. I just thoroughly enjoyed that.
Did you watch the rest of that, Taters?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No,
what do you think?
It's no, it's a good film, very good film. But yeah, I get the throwback thing, but I just think that's because it's Stallone. That's what he knows. That's what he cut his teeth on. So
well, stick to what you're good at.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Also,
it works.
It's not like he's an unintelligent man or stupid. You know, he did exactly. And when they keep saying that overused phrase, subverting expectations, and we all knew, didn't we all know? As soon as and I know we spoke about Samaritan last time, but just quickly, as soon as they said about the twins, and the kid kept banging on about him being a Samaritan, we all knew he weren't, didn't we? We all knew he was the other one. What was the other one's name?
Nemesis.
Yeah. We all knew he was Nemesis. But the enjoyment of the film was in the reveal. We was waiting for the moment.
Yeah.
We all found out he revealed that he was.
Do you know? Yeah. The other thing I've noticed as well. The other thing I've noticed as well is films of old, Lord of the Rings, for example, Fight Club.
Bless you.
Yeah. But the films that I'd go back to, Lord of the Rings, Fight Club, Seven, stuff like that, I can watch again and again and again. I randomly go back to it all the time. Nothing that has come out in the last God knows how long do I think, oh yeah, I'll go back to that and watch that.
No,
there's nothing on a repeat viewing. Like something like Fight Club, for example, I watch that at least once a year, and I hold my hands. That's one of my favourite films, and I probably would say it is my favourite film. I go back to that about once a year, and every single time I know what happens, I know the twist, but I just enjoy it every single time. And I spot more little things and more little details when you know the ending and when you know the twist. You spot things and you go, oh yeah, that because of that. Yeah, okay, yeah, sweet. And you just get something out of it each time. Lord of the Rings, I've done the entire extended editions a couple of months back, and I haven't watched them in probably about 5 years, 6 years maybe. And again, I was refreshed. I was enjoying it. I was getting more stuff out of it each time. Now, if everything's just made for like watch it once and then done and move on, there's no longevity to these films anymore. It's worrying.
There's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of depth to the movies. It's just it is a bit of fun for an hour and a half, and then have that. That's it.
It's a shame.
What's the last film that's come out that you think, yeah, go back and watch that?
God, Jesus.
Joker.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, that'll.
And I must admit, I've only gone back to it a couple of times, but
yeah, Joker. Maybe the Batman. I've gone back to that twice.
The latest Batman.
Yeah, I've gone back to that.
That was okay, but not my. I wouldn't go back to that. I mean, the Joker was on the other week, and I didn't turn it off, so I'd stayed with that. Yeah. God,
you fell asleep in the Batman in the cinema, didn't you?
I fall asleep everywhere.
A bit early on, logging on. The laptop.
The laptop on asleep. That's how tired I was.
Press the wrong key.
So a little segment of this was supposed to review Lord of the Rings, but talking of Lord of the Rings, we're supposed to review Rings of Power, but I didn't bother watching it. Did you?
Oh, fuck Rings of Power. Fuck Rings of Power without lube.
Oh,
it sucks ass, man.
Did you watch the latest one then? So I zoned out because I thought I'm not going to torture myself. I'm not going to torture myself. Like,
go on then, Tayters.
Have you watched it? Have you? Tayters?
I told you. Doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to see this through to the end. All right. Nobody likes a quitter, but never mind. I'm going to see this through to the end. This last episode.
How sore are you?
This last episode.
Look at his background's the prick.
I've actually got the wrong one.
Is that the soup dragon?
That's the wrong one. I was meant to do.
That's House of Dragon, isn't it?
That's House of Dragons. Yeah, I got the wrong one.
Oh, that's the soup dragon.
Yes, she is. Galadriel. Yes, she is.
For
Galadriel. Sorry. I do it with a Welsh accent.
So has she done anything in this episode, or has she just walked around being a dick again?
No, out of everything, I found this episode better than the other three. I'm not saying it was great, but it did make me want to watch episode 5.
So did anything happen? Sell it to me.
I can't sell it to you. It's just one of those you got to watch it.
But what about all the orcs? I love the orcs that talk like that. Oh, you see you.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
In the films, didn't it? When they'll meat's back on the menu, lads, and
that's it, exactly.
And idiots that are doing this series have gone. Oh, that worked in the films.
Yeah, that worked.
All the orcs a bit cockney swagger.
There we go.
I come down the old Bromley by bow. Yeah.
I was expecting one of the orcs to wear a top hat.
Stand the bow bells. No, you're not a proper fucking orc, are you? You're not a proper fucking orc.
I was expecting the orcs to wear a top hat, one of them old boy caps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Trying to sell, just trying to sell you shit from a stall.
In all honesty, you know,
VAT.
We're starting to get the story. We're starting to get the story about the fall of Numenor.
Orc.
Uncle Albert.
Orkney.
Oh. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Every sentence in that fucking show has to be a philosophical statement. You have not seen what I have seen. Yeah, I have, mate. No, you have not seen. Oh, everything they say. Not everything a character says needs to be.
No,
not at all.
I mean, there's not many
fucking chat.
There's not many good characters. I'll be honest with you. There's not many great characters.
Anyway, I fell off the path.
That's a shame. That's a bit of an issue, though. But to be fair, though, if there's not that many good characters,
you never walk alone. You never leave the path.
But it's a bit of an issue if you haven't got that many good characters when it's an ensemble cast.
No, that's right. Anyway, like I said, you haven't got that many great characters.
Yeah.
You've got your characters that carry the show.
It's an ensemble cast, but we've only got 1 or 2 good ones.
Yeah, it's an ensemble cast of little nuggets of turd. It just makes a bigger pile on the grass, doesn't it? To dry out in the sun. The sun does dry out the turd. of old forsooth, I am acting to the back of the theatre.
Did you watch it then?
No.
I've watched enough.
Right, that's fine.
You haven't seen what I have seen.
So what you're saying then is it was an improvement on the others?
For me personally,
what
yes.
episode are we talking about anyway?
4.
Yeah, I think I've done up to the silly fight.
I've done 3. I've done 1 to 3. Yeah, I tapped out of 3. I couldn't take no more. It was hurting too much.
What was your safe word? My safe word was bollocks.
My safe word was gravy.
Mine's pineapple.
Mine's Emery.
But no,
anyone behind, unless you got a bad leg. We'll let the orcs see.
It was at the end of episode 3, wasn't it? When he was doing the little list, he was having a little festival thing. He'd done the list for all the half-foots, the older half-foots that died. And he'd just say a name, and he'd go, "Eaten by a wolf."
Yeah,
stuff like that. It's
taking the piss, isn't it?
You're literally taking the piss. You're literally taking a piss out of your brothers and sisters that have died. Like, what sort of twat are you?
Vicious little half-foot. Vicious little half-foots they are.
So,
and they don't even like taters.
No.
They don't.
Everybody loves taters.
These are your ancestors, man.
Everybody loves taters.
Potatoes.
And was he say? Hang on. You can boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Oh yeah.
Quality.
Potatoes.
There we go.
This is a betrayal of your ancestors. So what are you feeling about this?
Taters, come
on. I'm fine. Not a problem.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
It's a prequel of the ancestors.
Potato loving grew from the half-orcs, didn't it? And their little, their stupid hats.
So just a brief plot summary of episode 4. What happened in episode 4? Brief plot summary.
They get ready for episode 5.
And that's all you've got to say after what?
It's a brief.
It's the gap between 3 and 5.
What happened? Come on.
What was it? Episode 3. It's the gap between 2 and 4.
That's it.
Was there anything to entice me back in?
For me personally, yes.
And what was that?
Again, the episode starts going into the explaining the fall of Numenor and how Sauron plans on overtaking the Southlands, and it's the coming together again of the people of Numenor and the elves and blah blah blah. Anyway, I found it interesting. I found it intriguing, making me want to go and watch episode 5 tomorrow, which I will be doing. So we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm going to stick it out to the end. I'll make my decision at the end if it was a total pile of shit or.
You got a higher pain threshold than me,
mate.
Can't
make up your mind already.
The thing is, I have got a higher pain threshold than you. I've known you two for ages, and I haven't quit.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Shit.
Just to let you know,
I've got tolerance.
When you get to a level of 10,000 viewers, I can edit you out at any point.
Not a problem.
So that you've never existed on YouTube. I know people.
That's fine. That's fine. Listen, what I have to go through to do this bit that we do. Oh my God. The personal struggle, home life. They're getting rid of the kids. I'm fortunate tonight. I've got my missus at home. She's watching the kids.
You're unfortunate tonight.
You're unfortunate.
I am fortunate. I am fortunate tonight. I've got Mrs. at home. She's watching the kids. I've actually got time to do it. I had to buy flowers.
Oh.
And that didn't really go down.
Did you get the half-foots to choose them from the meadow?
It didn't go down too well.
The half-foots.
All flowers.
Leave the trail.
Before we get taters in trouble.
What was their little song? Come on. What was their little song?
Do you know the song?
The trail. We never leave anyone behind. What was their little song?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck off. You're not even watching.
I know. I've got it as set as my ringtone. Hang on. I'll.
Yeah, I'll believe it.
So before we get Taters in trouble with his missus, House of Dragon. I think we're going to disagree on this one.
Now the picture's right.
Yeah, now the picture's right. He's getting there. We're getting in sync. It's almost like we're professional.
Like professional, yeah.
Well, the professional standard's definitely gone down since you joined, to be honest, but it's okay.
But the viewership went up.
I'm loving this, boys. There's more drama. There's more drama here than in any episode of fucking House of Turd or Rings of Food.
What was your issue with House of Dragon, man? Because you was all right with it until episode 5.
I was. And then...
So in episode 5, Damon kills his missus. You've got the wedding stuff and the politics behind it. You've got the fight. Huh?
Any scene with Damon?
You had the fight at the wedding. You had Christoph confessing and all that sort of stuff, and the plots and the lies. You had the king about to on his way out. Now, I must admit, it wasn't as good as the other episodes, but it wasn't as bad as what you're thinking. Although, saying that, I'm really not looking forward to episode 6 because they're swapping out all the actors. I don't get that. There's a massive time jump.
Well, that's a...
Oh, my God.
I don't mind that big time jump.
What?
Thing.
How big of a time jump? Do you know?
Well, they've changed the actors. They're changing the actors.
Right, okay, so it's just a complete...
No, it's set in the future.
Yeah, they're literally. So,
are we going to? Are we getting into the multiverse now?
I don't know, mate. To be honest, I honestly don't know.
Adam.
I honestly don't know, man. But the 2 female leads, they're changing, and they're doing older versions of them. It's like, well, but everyone else is the same. So Matt Smith's going to look exactly the same. Maybe put a bit of wrinkles on him, and then the girl that plays Rhaenyra, I think she's done really well for her part, to be fair.
And I think
I think she's done really well, but now she's getting swapped out for someone else. And it's like, hang on a minute, I want to see more of her.
Wow.
I bet you fucking do.
Yeah.
I tell you what I do want to see more of. What's her name in Andor?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
What was her name?
Yeah. Who cares?
I kept calling her Biggs, but it wasn't Biggs. Was it Biggs? I can't remember.
She made me Biggs.
Yeah. I had to listen twice. It was like, did he just call her Binks? Is this?
Yeah, she gave me chubs. Big chubs in my poo-poo pants. I did a pee-pee in my poo-poo pants, and I've been wearing my poo-poo pants all day.
But have you seen all the Game of Thrones stuff? They're trying to turn, again, everything's trying to turn to a franchise, man. They're trying to turn, so it's not just House of Dragon they're doing. They're looking at doing a Jon Snow one. They're looking at doing something called 10,000 Ships. They're looking at doing animated shows. Oh, no, man. Some of it has, some of it hasn't.
Are you sure? Because, what's his name? Is sweeping the ball with HBO Max, like with Batgirl and all that.
Yeah, no, the Jon Snow one is pretty...
The same thing with Game of Thrones went...
So there was supposed to be one called Flea Bottom. There was supposed to be one called like Flea or something like that, and it was no, because it was supposed to be that Liam Cunningham.
Your alien sense of humour isn't.
No, it was supposed to be Liam Cunningham, who's in he played Davos in Game of Thrones. No, he was in Game of Thrones, man. But they were going to do one of him that got cancelled. They were going to do something else that got cancelled. But what they're saying now is they're going to do a spin-off of House of Dragon called The Sea Snake, which has been rumoured.
No,
and then
come on,
and then
no,
they're going to do 2 animated shows.
Saying they're going to do a separate series called The Sea Snake.
Yes,
they're going to do a porn parody called The Trouser Snake.
Yeah, you cunning, scaly little fiend.
No, seriously, there's a show called 10,000 Ships. Apparently,
Ships.
That's what I do every time I watch Kenobi. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so the list at the moment is the Sea Snake, 10,000 Ships, the Jon Snow sequel, and apparently an animated show. But it's like, hang on a minute, we're still reading from Game of Thrones ending. Apparently, the Jon Snow sequel is supposed to fix that. God knows how. And
they come around your house and poke your eyes out.
Yeah, something. Oh, fuck knows. But then, yeah, we got House of Dragon, which is sort of, it started off strong and it has gone down a little bit, but not as bad as what Hog's saying.
No, it's getting worse.
It's got worse, but not to the point where I'm sulking like you are, you grumpy old prick.
No, I'm not even sulking. I'm not even sulking. I'm full on hating on it. I'm not sulking because I'm not disappointed because it didn't start off on a high. It's not like, oh my God, episode 1 was so fantastic that, oh my God, and it's descended. No, it just went like that.
It's still pissing over Rings of Power.
Yeah, but it was still that.
Like, see, that's all it was. You was comparing it to Rings of Power, so it made it look really, really good. Now Andor's come out, it's just like, actually, this is shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. I don't know. What are we going to do?
And the wedding and the fight, right? How does that? How is that allowed in the royal court, a royal wedding, and you just let a fight kick off like it's at a normal wedding, and you know, like, oh, there's a member of the family and their pikeys and all that, and you think, oh, fuck, you know, the pikeys are going to have a fight at the wedding. And you know, there's going to be a fight at the wedding, right?
Yeah, okay.
This is the royal court in the castle, royal wedding of the fucking Princess Royal, whatever you want to fucking call her. And they're just letting some bloke beat.
Well, it's a bit awkward though, isn't it, really? Because you look at the scenario.
There were no guard, there's nothing else happening.
Well, you look at the scenario of it, right? So Rhaenyra's flirting with her uncle at the wedding where she's supposed to get married to her cousin. And then her knight that's sworn allegiance to her then kicks off and kills and kills the gay lover of her cousin who she's marrying. What a weird scenario.
Which I don't mind.
Game of Thrones touched on a lot of things that shouldn't be touched on. You know, like you talk about a wedding.
we shouldn't touch those.
And talking of touching things you shouldn't touch, your sister's one.
Yeah.
This is all getting cut now. YouTube abandoning us. We've just lost all the subscribers and viewers. This is horrendous.
It's going to go plummeting just because of you, Taters.
Yeah.
Or no caveat. You started with Game of Thrones.
I just don't know. I just don't know the reason for these franchises. Like, just give us one thing. I get the reason for franchises.
I think it's just a case of they want to make money. They want to make shows. They want to do whatever. So it's right. Okay, here's handful of tarts. Here's handful of tarts. Lob at them at board. One of them might stick.
This is why he hasn't finished his book.
What?
This is why he hasn't finished his book. He's too busy trying to do all these spin-offs and this and that. And
he's gone off his nut, fucking George R.R. Martin. He's gone off his little rocker, and it's a shame because one thing that Tolkien didn't was go off his rocker, and the difference is that man. I know we touched on this before, Taters. He considered every detail of these books for years.
Yeah,
that's where the Silmarillion was just something that, because of the success of the trilogy, the publishers were probably pressurizing him, and I don't know. I'm kind of making a little bit of this up, but I believe that most of this, as Spandau Ballet once said, is true. And so the publishers are pressurizing them to give us something else, and he's going, well, there is no fourth book.
No.
After
here's a load of backstories,
but I've got all this stuff. I've spent years considering the history of this, and this, and if you want that, then I can fucking put all that together. And
well, like I said before, he tried to get some of that published, didn't he? And it just didn't work. It was like, we're not interested. And then Lord of the Rings come along like 12 years later, and it was just like, this is amazing.
But he spent years, and then you get these arsewarts get given by an idiot who's just got too much, you know. He's got a cock rocket 1 minute, now he's bought a book, he's going to buy a fucking Picasso or a fucking Rembrandt tomorrow, isn't he? And he's gone, yeah, I really like Game of Thrones, give me a Game of Thrones. And this has all been recorded, hasn't it? This is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And everything gets muddled up and mixed up. Instead of Bezos thinking, I want my own Game of Thrones, nothing wrong with that. He loved that series and I want my own fantasy. He has got all the money and the power and resources in the world to get the best people to give him something original.
Yeah, but that would have been better. That would have
been better. It goes down from the top and it gets people going, if it isn't an IP that's attached to a book or there's no precedent to it. And I do get it in a business sense.
Do you think we're going to get more fantasy stuff coming out?
Think back to the risk that New Line Cinema took with Lord of the Rings, the original films.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it was that originally was trundling the idea around. And I might have been Peter, but I might be wrong. The story goes. And he ends up, he's trundling the story around and he gets to New Line and everyone's going, fuck off, mate, and blah, blah. It's too much money and all the rest of it. Okay, Lucas had the same problem, didn't he?
Yeah.
But they carry on. These guys carry on. And it's all legend now, isn't it? But anyway, he gets to New Line Cinema and the bloke goes, we can't do this in 1 or 2 films. I want a fucking trilogy.
Yeah.
Fuck off to New Zealand. I know I'm really praising it all. Fuck off to New Zealand and do 3 films back to back. Never been done. He put the bloke at New Line Cinema, I forget the bloke's name, just had these big fucking brass bollocks, but saw it. It was this moment in time and the fucking elements were in the air and the stars were in alignment, and he just went, fuck it. Go to New Zealand, do 3 films, I'm going to do it. And the balls were on the line and Jackson was going, fuck, now what have I done?
Yeah.
You know, but delivered and everything went that way. No one does that, but Bezos or his cohorts underneath him have got all of the resources to put their arses on the line, but they don't.
Especially when Amazon have had the stuff recently.
Fucking skinny arses. They're skinny, white, fucking tiny arses. And they go, all I want is money. All I want is to further my career. And I don't want to say nothing. And I don't want to gamble. And I've got no imagination. And I don't love anything other than my next fucking wage packet.
The problem is, though, what I don't understand with Amazon is they've got the resources there because 1, they've got the money, and 2, they've released some good stuff recently, like Terminal List, Reacher and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's talent around. So at what point has he gone, all the stuff that's been good recently and the stuff that's been handled right, do you know what? I'm going to get those guys involved. Like, how can you fuck this up? Even his own son said, please don't fuck this up. How can you fuck this up with all that resources? I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
In a way, doesn't it, guys? It drives you mad because you think, how do they get Terminal List so right?
Yeah.
I know it's only like 1 book. It's not true. But nevertheless, how do they get that so right? And even Wheels of Time, and I know neither of us read the books or were very interested in it. But I think, I don't know about you, Taters, but certainly Space Lizard, when that come out, I said, this is the litmus test for Rings of Power.
Yep.
And they fucked it. First episode, I've never read the books. I was just sitting there in front of the screen thinking, if this is a decent fantasy show, I'm up for it.
Yeah, big time.
From the first 5 or 10 minutes, have you seen it, Taters?
No, I sort of briefly
watched the first 10 minutes.
One, but it was one of those days.
Nothing makes sense and it's stupid. everything's fucking stupid.
There's lots of that, and you just tap out straight away. It's just like I
Yeah,
can't be.
Rings of Power and House of Dragon. After that last episode with the wedding, the fight.
I'm going to give it one more.
Where's the fantasy?
I'm intrigued by
they're grounding everything.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what by the next episode with the actors swapped. I'm intrigued to see what that's like.
Used to be called sword and sorcery. Used to be called fantasy. Now everything is relatable and grounded. And I did make this comment about the Batman, the recent Batman film, which I did enjoy. But if you, and I know it's a little catchphrase, if you ground it anymore, it's just going to be another bloke in a silly suit, a vigilante, with some detective. You've got to have a fantastical element in it.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones at the beginning with the dragons and Daemon, and even that episode where he's launching his attack on his own, fighting them, and I'm thinking, this don't make sense. They haven't built up to this, and it don't make sense. But I'm allowing it because I've quite enjoyed it. This is where episode 5 is winding me up, because episode 4, I'm making more allowances, because shouldn't we have seen the fight between him and fucking Mr Krabs? Why do we just want to see, something bad must have happened?
Yeah.
Well, that does work. You know, I'm a proponent of.
But I will say this really quickly.
Imagination.
Really quickly, I will say this: the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, they never showed you the actual battles, did they? Season 1, season 2, all the battles were happening, and the first big battle you saw was at the end of season 2 at King's Landing.
But now we've got to up the game. What so you didn't want to see him? Like,
I wanted to see it. I'm just saying, but they've done it. I would love to have seen it, but they've done it before with actual Game of Thrones.
With the fucking crab helmet and
Mr Krabs.
No, come on. We're better than this, guys.
You said helmet and crabs in the same sentence.
All right, let's get it out. That's just
like most of our conversations.
That's enough now. Fucking. But when he just comes out with like a third of a torso. Now, a lot. I've got nothing against that episode, but nevertheless, that there was bits that were grating on me, and the fact that no one could hit him with an arrow, and it was too much.
Yeah,
but I was allowing it. I was allowing it because I loved the Daemon character. I really was from episode 1. But that was too much, and then the fucking episode afterwards, and then you got the I don't know how to politically correctly say, the crippled bloke coming along and
well, not
the political intrigue. But the intrigue, they're just saying it out loud. He's literally this bloke from nowhere. I don't know who he is. And suddenly he's talking to the Queen going, "Oh, but you do know." And again, it's like Rings of Power. It's like they're on stage. And it's only the 2 or 3 characters there on stage. But they need to explain the rest of the world, because you've only got the stage. On TV, you can build a whole fucking world in front of our eyes, but they're not doing that. They're going, "I say verily that there dost be rumours. I am a cripple, and I am telling you that things that you have been told, can you hear me at the back, are true." And
I kind of want to see Geeky Old Hog the musical now. I want to see a stage show of the Geeky Old Hog.
It'll be Hog.
Have you thought of theatre?
All the time. All the time. I used to perform solo back in the
day. I've seen the pictures, actually. Some of those positions you got in.
Paul Raymond and I, the Thespians of Soho. The halcyon days.
The what did you say? The what of Soho? Thespians. Right, sorry. Wrong. I misheard.
We let the no, I'm not going to go there. See, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Anyway, no. So you reckon it was Dramedy, episode 5? You reckon that was Dramedy?
I'm not saying it's drama. I'm not saying it was.
It wasn't the best episode. I'm saying.
Yeah, I've got another episode in there.
But no, this ain't much cop either.
The next episode for me is the clincher. It's either do or die on the next episode.
Talk.
And so was season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but it moved forward every episode, and I've been rewatching.
I'm going to say I remember Game of Thrones was accelerated quite quickly.
Andor is a lot of talk, but we're getting every character is being covered. It's human emotion, and it's dark. I mean, the fact that the bloke that grasses up Cassian Andor, because he fancies the bird that he thinks he's nobbing, is a pure human emotion. It's good storytelling.
Yeah, 100%.
Adults, because they know that these motivations will get us involved in the story, and of assault. And we're thinking, I think I'd be a bit jealous. And when she comes onto him, the bloke from the parts department, wherever it is, and I'm thinking, you dirty bird, you know you're playing him, and he's knobbing up. He's going to grass her up.
Do you know
he's going to grass her up in the morning.
You know the one thing that really wound
tonight. He's thinking, do you know what? I hated you, but now you're here taking your top off.
Yeah,
but they didn't show it again. They was adult.
No, exactly. Yeah, they showed you enough.
Do you know the one thing that actually really wound me up about Andor?
What's that?
Do you know the one thing that actually really wound me up about Andor?
There's credits.
No. So the fact that it was more adult, more serious, and it was actually pretty fucking good, to be fair. Why can't they do that with Daredevil?
Oh, don't do that.
Because we know they're not going to do it. But we know now it can be done. It can be done on Disney Plus.
You're very quiet. Have you seen the latest news that dropped just before we started doing this?
No.
I don't know if this is a rumour, because I only just quickly saw it. Bernthal in the Daredevil series, not She-Hulk, in the Daredevil Dismal series, Bernthal, he's in it.
I thought there's loads of rumours that keep going around with him. So apparently one rumour that went around was that they approached him, he refused because he said that Punisher has to be 18.
Yeah, and he said we've got to do the veterans justice, which I loved him for.
Yeah.
And
so that's interesting. He's done a 180 on that.
They must flash the money. Dismal. Right fucking money. And to get Bernthal back, because Bernthal is going to crucify himself on the words he chose, and I loved him for 3 or 4 years ago. He's going to come back, and he's going to be a squirrel Punisher. He's going to have a furry tail. He's going to have a BB gun. And he's going to have a knife.
A BB gun? You think he'll have a BB gun? You don't think they'll load him up with Nerf guns, no?
I'm gonna sting you, mofo.
Oh mate, it's gonna be. But this is the thing. So now that we've had Andor, it's proven that Disney Plus can do a more adult show.
Yeah.
So just please do the same with Daredevil. Do not fuck that. Please do not mess with Daredevil. We know they're going to, but I still got that hope.
Again, it's a reboot, isn't it? They're not following on from what.
Oh yeah, they've changed that now. Originally, it was supposed to be season 4.
Specifically said
it's a reboot.
It ain't season 4.
Yeah,
get that.
But they've changed it because originally they said it's season 4. They've changed it again. But they said it was season 4. Now they say it's not a reboot.
Monday to the next, do they? They don't know what to say. What do we say?
Straight in, man.
what can we do to get more viewers? Oh, I fucking know. That's the discussion in the morning, isn't it? Oh, no, fucking no. Let's ask Kev.
Good old Kev.
He goes, what do you think, Kathleen? She goes,
good old.
Yeah, it's not going to be great, man. It's not going to be great, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But positive, Andor was good.
Yeah, let's end on a positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All these bombshells landing. I think let's end on a positive. We all agree. Andor, it was
top stuff.
The Space Lizard saying, formatting wise, that was one pilot episode, and I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it should have been one long pilot episode.
Times, that would have been one pilot episode of Bionic Man or Battlestar Galactica or Buck Rogers in the 25th century. He's right. Naysayers, I think, for the most part, are down on it to keep their viewers.
Yeah, probably.
Because I've got to admit, and you know this, Taters, if it's shit, I'll say it's shit in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say that everything dismal minus Star Wars so far has either been mediocre and all right, like Mandalorian, or subpar, Bibby Fat, or absolutely hilarious Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? But this isn't any of those three.
No. Well, what was the first project? Take away the cartoons. What was the first project that they did? Live action project that Disney. Well, I can't even say the bloody word. Oh, yeah, let's call it dismal.
Mando, wouldn't it?
Say it was Rogue One, wasn't it?
No, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't actually. It was Force Awakens. Force Awakens, then Rogue One came out the year after.
Ah, right, okay.
We're forgetting Solo.
Yeah, that come out. That come out a little while later. Yeah.
Oh, that was a terrible film when it's Solo that way. That was so bad.
Again, they had a good story of how Han met Chewie. They didn't need to do what they did.
They didn't need to do the film in the first place, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, again, it's the prequel. Here's the backstory of one of your favorite characters. The bit that really pissed me off with that film was here's how he gets his name. It is the most mundane.
That was so contrived, but
it was crap. It was absolute shit.
Perfect. That was perfect. Right at the top of the fucking corporation in that building. Right at the top, they went, I've got an idea of how he gets his name.
Imagine how proud of himself there was as well.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they all hung themselves.
Probably fucking third nephew twice removed.
And of course, they had to explain the 12 parsecs. They had to explain the 12 parsecs.
Did they?
Yeah. Oh, I think I turned off by that point, man.
That's been sort of like since fucking day one, 1977. It's just like, but yeah, a parsec is a unit of measure, not a unit of time. So they had to, that partly what that movie was for. Let's explain how he did 12 parsecs.
And no one cares.
No, it didn't make any difference whatsoever.
That's what was refreshing about Andor.
Yeah.
Skywalkers. No.
Yeah. But that, to be fair,
anything.
It lays into, and it kind of goes against what I said last time. But again, prequel of a prequel, Andor made me forget that. But what I also said is, if you're going to do a prequel of something, do it in that universe with characters that you don't know, so it's not tied into your big characters. Okay, Andor was in Rogue One.
So far, he's the only one we know.
He's the only one that we know. And on top of which is what you were trying to say last time, Tigers, which I agree with now, to be fair. But even he's in Rogue One, he's still not a main staple character. He's not your Kenobi, he's not your Luke Skywalker, he's not any of those. So you can be a bit more forgiving, which is why I think as well it's working. Because you're a bit more forgiving with it. Whereas when you're trying to do your big hitters like Vader, Kenobi, and all that lot, that's when it's like, right, you're really messing with someone I love here.
I do think we are going to see these though. I do think we are going to see some of these big names. I really do. They're going to be
in Andor
somehow. They have to. Yeah, in Andor. I do think there's going to be a Vader pop up somewhere. I really do.
No,
I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, again, if it's handled in the right way,
that periphery, you just see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they did Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but as long as it's just that.
It's just a brief encounter.
And it's in another episode. It's not the finale. It's not building up to it.
Again, Rogue One. We had Vader for what, 25 seconds?
Yeah.
That 25 seconds in Rogue One. It was amazing.
And that was an awesome 25 seconds.
Filmmaking is it when it builds up and it's a piece of music. And it's a bit of lighting, and it's a bit of movement. And
what did you say then, Liz?
What's that?
What did you say?
That was an awesome 25 seconds.
Yeah, that's what she's
like my missus.
She's waiting for you upstairs, Taters.
Kids are in bed.
She wants both spuds loaded.
Get your spud gun out, mate.
That's the problem. The spud gun. The spud gun's a little bit.
I'm going to bid you both adieu. That's enough.
You've had enough now, have you?
Oh, enough of you two.
Oh, yeah, I was kind of slagging there on that last bit, man. To be fair.
Talking House of Dragon and Rings of Power at once was like I was slipping off a bit. To be fair,
yeah, it's a chore, isn't it? Sometimes, man.
It's a I like watching the program itself. Yeah,
yeah. You got to suffer. You got to suffer for your art, man.
Thank you both. We always have a laugh.
We do.
And I will bid you adieu.
No, darling.
Again on hogCAST. Hold on. On hogCAST 6.
What? Right, hang on. Just once. What are we going to do when we get to hogCAST 22? How are you going to work that out? Because you're good to 21.
Okay.
Exactly.